YouTube Mina Yahoo, how's it going everyone? This is I am Otaku. How you guys been? It's coming close to the end of the first half of 2021. I honestly feel like it was the most happening and the least happening of the year itself. I don't know how you guys feel, but nevertheless, let's try to keep it positive. And with that said, you guys clicked on the thumbnail simply because you guys already know what's to come. You've probably seen this quite a lot in many parts of social media itself, probably on Facebook, on other people's YouTube, but I suppose it is now my turn. I am Otaku to showcase to you guys Ping Ping Studios Tifa Lockhart from Final Fantasy VII Remake. But before I do that, as you guys already can tell, I'm wearing something new. So in regards to that, I'm Otaku. What attire are you wearing? I guess I have to showcase to you guys. So with that said, let me just get up off my chair here and showcase to you guys. This is gonna be Onodera from the anime Nisekoi. As you guys can tell, it's not an official shirt. It's a shirt I got from a convention. However, nonetheless, it's obviously a really nice shirt. It's a graphic light shirt for under $20. And you know, if you guys are interested, it's simply a slice of life comedy that aired several years ago, and it's obviously a protagonist with a bit of a harem-like situation going. But you know, the main two gals are fighting it over the protagonist, and as you can tell, I'm wearing Onodera shirt, but that doesn't mean that I don't have a Chitoge shirt somewhere in my closet. But nevertheless, guys, let's go ahead with the unboxing itself, and so I'll see you guys in a real quick bit. Alright guys, so here we have it. I've got my base here on the bottom on the table, got my mic on the right side. I'm going to showcase to you guys the actual box of how it's going to look like. Here we have it. Sorry for the glare. But as you guys can tell right here, you've got the big name of the word Tifa Lockhart. You've got the very sexy Tifa here showcasing. And if I were to just flip to the top itself, like so, yep, you guys can see in reverse, that's gonna be Ping Ping Studios logo. Now, why did I get this? Well, what is Ping Ping Studio? Let me just give you guys a real quick intro. Ping Ping Studios is a statue company that I would say a studio that seems somewhat quite famous right now of making really cute, sexy versions of particular heroines from quite popular series. Just to name one would be One Piece, and from that One Piece we've got Nami, Robin, and Boa Hancock, just to name a few. With that said, obviously when I saw this Tifa Lockhart, because she's just to die for in the Final Fantasy series wise, I said I sort of had to get her. I say sort of, but clearly I have it here on my table itself. Let's go ahead and unbox this so you guys can see how she looks like in all her glory. Well, with any statue unboxing, we always got to talk about the base. So the base here we have for the Final Fantasy Tifa from the remake version. It looks majestic, guys. This, I believe, is going to be a depiction of the church, and the church has a lot of details. We've got the really nice stained glass windows in each side of the base itself. We've got all these gold accented banners on the bottom as well as the top. And into both sides of the base itself, we've got a door. So we've got a door here in the front, and if you turn around again, you've got another door as well. So I'm going to highlight those as well. So let's break it down. The very first thing I want to mention is possibly going to have to be the top of the base. And the reason for that is because we've got the Final Fantasy VII Remake logo here. So you guys can possibly see that's pretty nice depiction of it. This is where Tifa is going to stand up on it. And we've got all these nice accented gold ring around it as well. And guess what, guys, this will light up when I turn on the LEDs as well, so do look forward to that. But as I go back to the base itself from the general front, let me highlight this particular thing. As you guys may or may not be able to see clearly, this is going to be the symbol of the yellow flower, and this yellow flower has a lot of meaning during the game itself. This is the yellow flower that Aerith offers to Cloud. This is also the yellow flower that Cloud offers to Tifa, and it has a lot of, I would say, a lot of meaning towards the storyline itself. Nevertheless, this nice gold accented door gets complemented on the back end as well. That's because we've got the words in Japanese here. Now this is going to be Shinra, And if you guys are aware of it, Shinra is going to be the electric company. It's going to also be the president's name of the electric company, and it's going to likely be as on the previous one. It's going to be the main antagonist. The company itself is the main antagonist of the storyline. But if you guys haven't played it too much, I'm probably not going to try to spoil it all for you guys. I will leave it as that. Nevertheless though, the really beautiful frames of the windows have I just highlighted before, and the nice eccentric bottom banner as well as the top just gives this a very complimentary feel towards the base of Tifa itself. So once again, as compared to the very similar Mayfly Studios Tifa, the base highlights and enhances the beauty of the statue, in my opinion. Now, the reason why I'm going back to this yellow flower here is simply because right behind this is a little trick here. So there's this magnetic cover onto that, and the reason for that is because there's a switch here. And so with this switch, I can turn on and off the base. Now I've already added the 4 batteries inside the base itself. So simply put, all I gotta do is press this button. There we go. As you guys can already tell, I've lit up the base. Now let me just put this clip back on and turn it around. Now you can see the windows has lit up. All 4 windows have been lit up. It looks pretty decently pretty, especially if you turn it off. If you turn off all the room lights and you let this light stand out on its own, it would definitely highlight the statue. Let's have a look at the top. As I mentioned before, if you look at the top of the base, this is actually lit up right now. So you guys can tell there's this now gold eccentric glow, but what looks more like a orange light glow to it. So this will look marvelous with Tifa on top of that. And that would be generally the main aspect of the Tifa statue itself. I can highlight the bottom as well, just a real quick one. This is a little bit of a trivia joke itself. So as I mentioned before, it's going to mention Pink Studio. But the funniest thing about this thing is it mentions here Boa Hancock instead of Tifa Lockhart. So was it a misprint of a sticker? And this statue base, or this statue happens to be 090 out of 299, but it mentions Thailand. So I'm not sure whether this is supposed to be the overseas version, is it a Thailand version, or etc. And this takes about 4 AA batteries, guys, in order to utilize. So just keep that in mind. But nevertheless, with this nice lit up base, I couldn't be happier to get this statue itself. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and turn this off. So let me just press that again. So look, have a look once again, and when I turn it off, and voila, the lights will go off. And it's really nice. It's really neat to have this little golden triangle cover to conceal the switch itself. Alright, moving on, let's go ahead and showcase the rest of Tifa. We'll take a gander at this form and shape of Tifa's body. It looks voluptuous and yet slim and trim at the same time. I'm sorry guys, I will have to censor it just so that I don't get striked on, but nevertheless it looks gorgeous, and I will continue to add on more parts on her, the cast off items, so that we can definitely see Tifa in her full glory. So stick around a little bit more. So I'm gonna place this on top of Tifa's top. As you guys can possibly tell, this is a cast item, and so this would just remain on top of Tifa. It's gonna fit perfectly well, but I'm sort of scared of scratching the paint, so I'm just gonna add certain layers between it so it doesn't scratch off. But let's take a gander as I put it on all together. So up next, we've got her famous signature mini skirt. A mini skirt comes with suspenders. As you guys can see, it's already structured. It's not flimsy at all. And it kind of looks really frail. I wouldn't want to bend it as sort. What's pretty unique about this is that it comes apart on the side. As you guys can tell, it's magnetic. So it's supposed to wrap around her body, and it would just go across top and then cover up her bottoms, and it will just stick by like magnets as such. But however, I have checked according to the community groups on statues on social media like Facebook, they do complain that the black paint does scratch the body itself. So I gotta be really careful on that. I wouldn't want to damage Tifa's body. So with that said, I'm gonna come up with just adding on an additional layer in between, such as tracing paper, so that it doesn't scratch the body itself. So let's add that onto the body. Now that we've done the body itself, let's not forget the arms. So here we've got one of the arms. It's gonna be her using her hands like this, where she's just pointing in that sort of manner. And so I think that's just gonna go on her left side. Oh, sorry, her right, my left. So we're just gonna slot it as such. There you go, nice and snug. We're gonna use the right one as well. Well, my right, her left, and that's gonna be her putting her left arm on her waist, and so it would sort of look in this manner. And there you go, snugged as well. Now we've got a very stylish and sort of action pose like Tifa. So we're just gonna add a little bit more. Obviously it's gonna be her face last, as well as some accessories at the bottom. So let's just move on to the last part. Now we've got Tifa's face here. Now Tifa's face is gorgeous with her long elongated hair flowing all the way back. It's so long that I have to showcase to you from top to bottom. Tied up really nice in her little ponytail like style, flowing through right behind her neck itself, and again emphasizing her gorgeous like face. I do have to highlight that it looks not so much as Tifa, but perhaps more of a depiction of what Pimping Studios Tifa is. She has a very light blush on her eyeshadow, on her eyes, on her cheeks, and her lips itself seems to have added some lipsticks. Perhaps it's peach version, I'm not really sure. There is a significant eyeshadow glow to the face, so as you guys can probably tell just by looking from afar. And so nevertheless, it is gorgeous looking, and her earrings are looks pretty heavy. It looks as big as her ear itself. And so, and her left ear is however hidden by the hair string itself on there, so we wouldn't be able to see it, but nonetheless it looks beautiful, right? Let's just make it simple. I'm just gonna place this on the body and just complement the entire statue itself. The final piece to complement this entire statue is a random enemy of Cactuar that looks obviously like a cactus, and it looks like either it's running towards you or running away from you, but this is going to be on top of the base right next to Tifa. And so I'm just going to place it like so, and there you go, you've got Cactuar sneaking behind Tifa's shoes, but just complementing the base nonetheless. And so now we have it, the full unboxing and building of Tifa statue from Pimping Studio. So now let's have a top to bottom look from it and turn on the lights, and obviously last but not least, my final review. In addition to coming with the Tifa statue, we do have this, I would say, micro bikinis that are translucent that you can switch as an alternative part for Tifa for both her top and her bottom. However, this is see-through, and so guys, you're just probably gonna have to use your imagination here, but I think it's a pretty nice touch for them to provide this as well. Here we go guys, here's the final review. I decided to compare this Pimping Studios Tifa Lockhart with the Mayfly Studio Tifa Lockhart that I reviewed before. If you guys have not seen that video, go ahead and click on the link above. Here's how the thumbnail looks like. In regards to just price range is fairly the same, and it's about the same dimension as well. It's rather more of a tall, slim like figure, very same similarity to the Mayflies. However, in regards to the feel, it's entirely different whatsoever. So let me break that down for you guys. Based on the vibe, Mayfly Studio seems more of a very gentle, calm like feel to it. Why is that the case? Generally her looks, it's more, I would say, more genuine towards how I think Tifa looks like. Her body isn't as curvaceous as the one on the Pimping Studios, and of course, you know, her clothes doesn't come off as well. And the statue's base is with a more I would say more relic like feel, as because, you know, it doesn't have that many colors in regards to it. It's more of a very rustic feeling of aging. So this is what I feel of the entire thing of Mayflies as compared to Pimping Studios. You can immediately tell her face itself seems more of a model like feature with makeup on it. She's got blush, she's got eyeshadow, she's got things on it. That doesn't mean I hate it. I'm just feeling as a totally different vibe to it. So what's her vibe? Her vibe is more sexy, more loud. Colors wise, inclusive of the base, it lights up as compared to mayflies. It doesn't light up for mayflies. It lights up on the PPS, Pink Studios. The church is a nice touch. It's a different feel because this church feels like it's alive. It has the lights LED to complement the color contrast. And so with that said, Pink Studios price range is well deserving of its value. So when it comes to the face itself, she generally looks pretty. It wasn't Tifa Lockhart, it's a model, it's a cosplayer of Tifa Lockhart. Still good, still great. Going down to her body wise, it's more curvaceous. Her bust is generally quite big to begin with, but you know, being her bust, it's supposed to be able to cast off, meaning you can take off the parts. I would think that's the reason why the curve itself has to stand out a lot more in order to accommodate the body fitting. So more curvaceous. I had to tape the skirt part together as because whether there's a magnet or whether there's a peg, it's not helping. It's not able to close entirely. Now I know you guys are going to say I am otaku. You did place some tracing paper in between to not have it scratch, but that's a really thin layer of tracking paper, so it shouldn't have any issues to close it to begin with. And again, a lot of people in the community have said the same thing. It doesn't seem to close appropriately, it doesn't close adequately, and so there's gaps. So either you tape it, either you super glue it, or you leave it. I guess you're just gonna have to live with it. But you know, the skirt details are still exquisite. The leather feel like texture from the front and the back feels like genuine leather itself. Same goes for the belt. It has that reflective material of leather itself. The top is supposed to look cotton-like as compared to mayflies. Generally, from just side-by-side comparison, it's going to be the same. So that's obviously for the top and bottom parts of it all. And in regards to legs poses, Pink Studios has a little bit more elongated legs, and it feels a lot more smoother to touch. Whereas let me try out with mayflies. Nah, it seems a little bit more rougher. Not certain if it's because if it's a different paint, but color contrast wise as well, this seems a little bit more paler in comparison. Like it's a lot more whitish skin color. You know, with the boots, it's her signature boots with her thick socks, and I don't think there's much difference to it. In addition to that, I would think, yeah, it's obviously a bonus, as I mentioned before, that you can take off her clothes. You can have her displayed in all full nudity. You guys probably saw a glimpse of that as I showcased it before. But I generally do appreciate a piece more when it's fully clothed. Overall, my buyer experience with this, maybe an 8 out of 10. Positive wise, it's exquisite, it's vibrant, it's sexy. Negative wise, I mentioned, fitting doesn't feel quite adequate. The scratching of the paint, as I mentioned earlier as I was trying to put it on, the scratching is huge in my factor, because if you're going to put pieces together, you would like it to not have any damage, and scratching of a paint isn't the worst, but having to scratch the paint and have it to wipe it off, people in the community were saying use water, use alcohol wipes. Just having to do that is just cumbersome, right? So that's why it's 8 out of 10, but it's still a nice addition to my collection. That's it guys, I thank you once again for watching. Feel free to like, subscribe and comment if you guys feel like you enjoyed the video. If not, tell me why. Let's figure it out. In that sense, I'm reaching towards 500 subscribers. I am astounded by the response I'm getting from you guys and the feedback and advice and questions. Please feel free to keep doing that. I'm so happy to keep in touch with you guys. So with that said guys, it's been a pleasure. I am Otaku here. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Plus Ultra!